morning and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to obviously week 6, but I'm doing it a bit different today. So it's actually Sunday, it's the end of week 6. Had done like a bit of a blog, but I've not got a chance to get much footage of me running, so I decided to change it into just like a Sunday race blog, mainly because the runs this week have just been easy runs anyway, so not much different to last week. And with Stuart being out of action because of his dislocated shoulder, I've got no real footage of me running, so I need to plan ahead for that. So it's Sunday, it's the first race of the year, it's Ferriby 10 mile, and it's not in Ferriby. It used to be, but it's not anymore. So it's very, very much, I think, one of the closest races to me. So yeah, it's I've done it before 2 years ago. When I actually did it 2 years ago, I knocked a huge amount off my PB, but today I am dreading it. I'm just not really feeling it. I definitely won't be chasing PBs today. I just don't feel like I'm 10 mile fit, even though I know I can do it. It's very bizarre. So yeah, this will be my 5th run of the week. I did a hill session on Monday, but just an easy hill session because I was racing. So I went to the hill session set by club. I just ran sort of easy miles just to get miles in the legs. Tuesday was club run. It was our timed run, so I did a pre-run with John. Then I was the tail runner for the timed run, and then with the warm-up and cool-down, I got a nice easy 5 miles in. And then Thursday was another club run, and it was just an easy 4 miles. And then yesterday it was park run. We went to Hull park run, and I just ran with friends. One of my friends got a PB, so it was really nice to be able to sort of pace her around for her sub 32. So really, really enjoyable park run. So a nice active week, but all easy miles ready for today. So yeah, we'll see how today goes. So I'm just in the process of getting ready. I've got my race number on my club top. Now I normally race in a vest and shorts. I'm going with t-shirt and capris today because I just won't be going for it. So I was like, I don't want to be cold. And I'm sort of just then got myself out of the mindset of like the pressure of pushing, because I'm terrible for just putting pressure on myself. Like yesterday I was comparing like my 10 mile PB, which is at Snake Lane from last year, and like just looking at the times and splits I did at Ferriby 2 years ago, just like ridiculously fast. I just don't feel like I'm in that sort of shape, unfortunately, but it's just is what it is. Hopefully I'll start getting it back. It's been a long road since injury for Chicago, but really do want to get back. I don't really know what to race in though. I'm sort of stuck. I don't know if to just go with my trusty Alpha 1s or my tempos. Now, last time I did this, when I got PB, I actually did run in the tempos, but because I'm not racing, I don't know if it's really if the point of wearing the Alphas. It is just the Alpha 1s. So there's my pink Alphas, or do I go for the blue tempos? I think I might just sway towards the tempos, to be honest. So I think that's what I'll do. So yeah, we're about to set off now, drop the dogs off at my parents', and then we're going to head to race day. So yeah, feeling a bit nervous, feeling a bit rubbish about it, but yeah. So yeah, I've got my gels ready to go. I use the Hi-Fi gels. I'll hold them up for you. So the slow release carb ones are like a fairly new one. Sorry, Frank's just come up here in his harness. He doesn't want to go out. Thinks he's going for a walk. Just coming up here in a sulk. And what I bought to try, I've not really given him a good go, but I might take this one before, and I'll take 2 gels with me. It's unlikely will have both the gels, but I've just taken them as just in case. I may take one around the halfway point. I've got the aqua one and then like a normal one. I like the aqua one because it's sort of like a shot of like fruit juice. So if it's like cupped water, I tend to take the gel on rather than the cupped water. So Hi-Fi during last summer sent me a big bundle. Thank you, Hi-Fi. I use Hi-Fi anyway, so when they sent me the bundle, it was a huge help. So they sent me a load of aqua gels, electrolytes recovery, and I've still got quite a bit of the recovery left. So that's how I'll be fueling today. So thanks, Hi-Fi. I've still got quite a bit of that. It was quite a generous bundle. Really do appreciate it. But yeah, I think probably less waffling now and time to actually just get my ass into gear and get to the race start. So we'll see you in a minute. So this is the final hill. I don't think the video does it quite justice, but when you've done 9.5 miles, it's a bloody killer. So, and then it sort of flattens out and you take a slight corner. There's a 200-metre mark. Toilet queue is busy.
Good luck, guys. See you later. Go on, Dan. Well done, Gareth. Well done, mate. Well done, Naomi. Well done.
Well done. Well done, Lee.
Well done, Dan. Well done. Keep going, Dan. You've got this. You've got this. Well done, Dan. Well done. You've got it. You've got it.
Run done. Oh my god, lost my head in the last bit. But look at this jump, how nice is this? I'll do a proper little thing when I get home. But I did 1:45, which I am bloody chuffed with. Did not expect it. So I think only 4 minutes slower than my actual course PB, but I'll double check that. I actually, like, the first bit's like meant to be like quite hard, and I actually was fine on that bit. The easier bit, the downs, that's where I just completely lost my head. But I kept the pace, kept it going, really, really happy. Miles in the legs, but just disappointed with my head and everything. I think the last hill I just completely lost it and had to like run walk a little bit. But sorry, I was just nodding because Stuart's going to the cafe. So it is what it is. I just need to get my head stronger, but it's done. So happy with that. Gonna go for coffee and cake now, head to the cafe and get something to eat because I'm starving. But yeah, I'll do a proper run now when I'm home. It's a bit cold now, so I'm gonna gonna wrap up, put my other hoodie on. But yeah, tough one. I say it. I didn't do it last year. I aren't doing it next year. It's so bloody hard, this course. But yeah, it's just, yeah, I'm happy with it, you know, really happy with my performance. My back started to hurt a little bit on the ups. I think just with it being cold and everything. So, but once I got sort of over the halfway, I started to settle into it a little bit more. But just sad about my head going. But it is what it is. Another Ferriby 10 jumper. Time for a bloody coffee because my hands are cold now. My feet are as well. Need to take my shoes off. I decided to run in my 10 pairs, which worked really nicely. I ran with some friends most of the way around and sort of left them in the last few miles. They came in about a minute after me. Probably should have just stayed with them because I lost my head once I'd lost them. So yeah, right, coffee time. And I'm home after getting a nice warm drink and something to eat. I was just like really cold after the race. So I'll do a quick rundown. So Stuart saw me on the finish, but I'm not sure, I haven't checked the footage yet of how good the finish footage is. I was so done. I was just like, oh, I was just so fed up by this point. So my official time was 1 hour 45 seconds. Really, really chuffed with that. I checked my course PB on there, it's like 141 something. I can't remember the seconds. I'll put it up on the screen. So only like 4 minutes slower than I did it 2 years ago when I was obviously in better shape 2 years ago. And that was a PB when I did that 2 years ago, but obviously my PB is now like 138 something at Snake Lane from last year. Yeah, I set off fairly near the back, to be fair. I was quite late on the start line. Just because like there's like 1,000 runners that did this race today, yet at the start line there were 6 Portaloos. 6. And I moan about the GNR toilet situation. Today was a joke. Now, there was toilets where you parked, which I did go to toilet, but the queue was just horrendous. Like, come on. 6? Just not good. They need more toilets. The queue is horrendous. Loads of people end up starting late, people I know. And it's just one of those things, like everyone wants to go for their last minute wee. So it was a bit of a pain. I ran down and ran back up, and it's just one of those things. But yeah, definitely more than 6. Like that's like one. The actual whole thing of the race, like the marshals and everything else, is fantastic. You just need more toilets. You know, it's alright. The men were just like running in bushes. We were all just like sort of stuck. So it's just a bit annoying. But it's one of those things. I'd already been to toilet twice before. It's one of those things in it, like where you think you need toilet because it's like a nervous thing. And I'd already known from like 2 years ago the toilet situation isn't very good at Ferriby. So yeah, it's just, you know, hopefully future ones there'll be it. But I'm not doing it again, so it doesn't bother me. I set off and I felt great and everything. It's a really tough course, it's Ferriby 10. They say it's 5 miles up and 5 miles down, but it isn't. It's pretty much just all the way up. It's just the second half has better downhills than the first half. But it's just like constant hills, like 8 miles of hills. And it's tough. It's a tough one. I don't actually know what the elevation is on it. But I felt great setting off, to be fair, and I just sort of kept the pace steady. I'm trying to have a look, see if I've got what the elevation is, to be fair. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Might be able to just, though it says 565, so yeah. Doesn't sound as horrific as it feels, to be fair. But yeah, I felt good. I knew just to get to the halfway point and then obviously go from there. I kept it going, varied in pace depending on the hills, and then I obviously picked up the pace on the downhills. It's just today I started to I didn't struggle like in myself. It was more of a mental struggle. My back started to feel sore, I think, just from the cold and the hills and stuff. So I had to take it back, and then on the downhills I made sure I stretched it out. But I didn't feel like it actually affected me. It was just more annoying that my back was sore. I also have 2 bleeding toenails, which is very unusual. I do get bleeding toenails, but normally over the half marathon and marathon distance, not over 10 miles. And I could feel something going on, but again, it didn't affect me. It wasn't bothering me. I could just feel something happening in my feet. So I'd assume maybe a toe was rubbing or something. But yeah, all the joys of longer distance running in it. But yeah, and obviously the second half is supposed to be like the easier part, and there's some cracking downhills and then cracking support from the marshals. But the final 2 miles, now I drive this final 2 miles home every day from work, but it felt so much longer not driving it, as daft as that sounds. Like, you don't realise how far it is, and my head just completely went. And it was the flat part and some downhill, so there was no reason. My pace stayed decent, but in myself, I just was really hating it. And I'd sort of had to take a second to walk, and then once you start walking, you get in that, and I just thought, like, just couldn't get out of my head. And then when I turned the corner, it's like a 400 metre sort of finish, a roundabout, and it's just completely uphill. And all the hill's not horrific. It's, like, long. Stuart was halfway on the hill, and he was filming me, but then I started walking, so I think he stopped filming that part. I started running again, and then obviously I just lost it by that point. So then I was walking, and Stuart was just behind me, obviously because he couldn't run with me with his arm and everything. He was like, come on, it's just round the corner, and I was just like shaking my head. I was just so done. So I don't know how miserable I looked finishing, but a lot of people came up to me after to ask if I was okay because I didn't look happy. So I'm assuming I probably didn't look the happiest, but it was just one of those days, like really tough mental days. Physically felt great, mentally not with it today. I think I'd already sort of hyped myself up for not wanting to do it all week, and woke up this morning feeling rubbish. That I think I'd sort of set the day off in a negative. So it's just one of those things. But absolutely chuffed with the time I did. Really, really chuffed. Was not expecting that at all. So I cannot complain at all. Yeah, it's just, yeah, really happy with the time. Just not happy with the day. When I finished, I felt a bit emotional just because it was just such a mental struggle. But yeah, no, happy. I think people thought I was disappointed. And like everyone was like, you did really well. And I was like, oh, I know I did well. It was just, when it's just one of those hard mental days. But I'm proud of myself for actually pushing through. I've ran some decent quality miles this morning for me. So I cannot complain at all. It's just sort of gives me an idea where I am to then keep pushing forward on this London training. And I know where I am now, and I know where I can push from. So, I ran today faster than marathon pace for Chicago, what I was originally going for when I was going for the Project 444. Obviously at London, I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, because I just didn't know really where I was. I think I averaged like 10:30s today. Obviously my miles sort of went up. I had some 9 minutes and vice versa when I had to obviously walk a little bit. So to average 10:30, I'm really chuffed with, because I think for Chicago Marathon, I wanted to average 10:52. So really good. It's going in the right direction. It's such a tough course. I didn't do it last year. I had a place, but I didn't do it because I wasn't feeling mentally in a very good place with running at that time. And then I sort of had the same block. I'm glad I've done it today. I don't think I'll do it again. It's just a course not for me. I feel I much prefer the Snake Lane course, but whereas Stuart loves this course, does really well. And it's not the course that I don't like. I just think it's just not a race for me. I think it's probably too soon after Christmas indulging. I've raked it back, but I've done all right. Happy with it. I don't want to enter again. I don't want to. Just I'm quite happy. I really enjoyed last year supporting. I'd rather be a supporter for this one. But yeah. Fab day all round otherwise. I ran with some friends, and then I sort of was back and forth with them. So it was nice in that aspect. Just a chilly one. Don't remember it being this cold when I did it 2 years ago, but I suppose it is January. But yeah, really happy with that. And that's obviously week 6 of London Marathon training. Ticked off my highest mileage so far of the week. So really chuffed with that. Now I know where I am. Just need to start building, start getting those speedy sessions in. And getting the hilly miles in. I did a lot of hilly miles when I did Berlin, and Berlin was flat. So I need to make sure I'm running hilly miles again. Because I think that's obviously what helps. So I think these miles would just have helped get something in the legs. Obviously, when I finished, I did film the jumper. I'll just try do a little bit of filming. It's sort of falling off my knees a little bit though. It's just plain blue and it says Ferriby 10. But I quite like it, so I'll spin it around. So it's just a plain blue jumper and it's got obviously a little Ferriby 10 in. I quite like it because the last two have been like a purpley colour, and then obviously it's got the City Hall because City Hall ran it today. So thanks City Hall and like all the sponsors. So yeah, quite happy. I like that jumper, to be fair. So yeah, another jumper. I prefer the jumpers to the t-shirts. I've got loads of t-shirts and I always end up giving them away, to be fair. I just keep like the my favourites, to be honest. But yeah, so that is week 6 ticked off. I won't keep rambling on because I've been rambling on for 10 minutes now so far. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with for week 7 for a speed session, I believe. Yes, because it was hill this week, so it's a speed session. But legs feeling okay at the minute. May feel a bit tired tomorrow, but I will be doing my best on a speed session. And then this is it now. Time to build up the miles for the countdown to London Marathon. The joys. But yeah, I felt a bit emotional because I was like to Stuart, I was like, what if I can't do this marathon? And then I felt fine afterwards because I realised, like, I sort of, after thinking about it, I was like, actually, I didn't really struggle on it, just more like mentally. I need to get my head back in the game. I used to be able to run so mentally strong, but I've just lost it a bit at the minute. I did put some on Instagram yesterday, like, about just not feeling like the thrill of the race anymore. And I got a lot of messages back saying they felt the same. So yeah, I do appreciate that. I just need to get more into like that positive mindset of why I do this, why I do love it. And I do feel like this was a good race to start with because it was tough and it got me back into it, and it got me a time I didn't expect on such a tough course on a day that I like wasn't feeling it. So I can't, you know, I'm really chuffed with that. But yeah, so that's it. Ferriby 10 ticked off for the last time. Never again. Definitely number 1 supporter next year. And then Stuart can do it. Bless him. But yeah, so thanks guys for watching as usual. A bit of a different weekly vlog this week. I just thought I'd make a change from me blabbing, even though I've been blabbing for like 12 minutes now. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy it. Please do like, subscribe if you're not already. Obviously leave me a comment if you race this weekend or if you did Ferriby 10. I know a few local people to me follow me, so let me know if you did Ferriby or if you was there marshalling or supporting or anything like that. I would love to hear all about it. That's week 6 ticked off. I will see you tomorrow for week 7. Let's do this.